The word is that the students will storm the field at the end of this game. In fact, they're sitting in the west end zone on the wall, and they're ready to go. Some guys painted all orange right behind the goalpost. This party may go on all night. I don't know if anybody's going to sleep. They've got the Big 12 trophy ready to present to the Cowboys. It'll be the first ever conference championship outright. 49 seconds. Hand off to Sims. Up the middle to the 25, to the 28. Tackled there. Depending on when they place the ball for play, that'll be it. That's it. That is it, John. That is it. The students are storming the field. Happy, happy, happy day. Mark it down. December 3rd, 2011. When the college football world changed and a new power emerged in north central Oklahoma. For years, a program made fun of. Tonight, against their arch rivals and one of the kings of college football, a total domination, tail whipping, emphatic victory. Not to be made fun of again. And the fans are just pouring onto the field, and they're gathered around the players.
You know, Dave, there's some of the Cowboy players and Oklahoma players exchanging hugs and handshakes afterwards. Good show of sportsmanship there. But this is what a moment to savor. And now Mike Gundy on ABC's broadcast gets an opportunity, as he's being interviewed in postgame, to perhaps alter the comments he made on Monday when he was asked, who would you vote for 1 and 2 in the BCS if you had a vote? On Monday, he did the right thing by saying LSU 1, and the goalpost is starting to go down, and Alabama 2, but he said right now. He might be saying something different at the moment.
Perhaps it's Heddon's team. Not only a victory, but a dominating victory, the most lopsided Big 12 loss for Bob Stoops as head coach at the University of Oklahoma, and the most lopsided loss in any game for the Sooners since the national championship against USC in 2004. Let's go down to Robert Allen.
I've got Markel Martin, one of the seniors. You've been here through this thing thick and thin when you came from Wichita Falls Rider. What's going through your mind?
It's no words to explain. I'm just happy to be part of something special. I'm glad to be a part of this team. This team gave it all they got the whole time. Everybody made plays. Everybody contributed. The fans is great. I'm excited. I'm glad to be in the position we're in.
You know, you got over here where you're the official greeter. You're greeting all these kids as they come out of the stand.
I just want to thank each and every one of the fans. You know, they had a vital role in what we were doing defensively. So I just want to thank everybody. I'm just excited. I'm happy. It's great to be a Cowboy.
Hey, thanks, Markel. Hey, Dave.
Sir.
If you'll let me stay here.
Yeah.
I'm standing next to a man here that's standing here, former Cowboy player, watching what's going on. Brent Parker. I think Cowboy fans know Brent Parker. Very hard-trying, successful wide receiver for the Cowboys. But in a game against Oklahoma here, and he's got tears in his eyes, and so do I. How does this mean to you, Mr. Parker?
Oh, this is everything. This is the greatest victory in Oklahoma State history. I'm so proud to be a Cowboy, and proud of Mike Gundy, and wish them the best. I hope they get a chance to play for the title.
All right, thank you. Hey, Dave, I think you know this story, and I know you do too, John. It was Mike Gundy's pass that Brent Parker had a chance to catch in the back of the end zone, and it would have meant a Big 12 title. It slipped through his hands in 1988. So to see the tears in his eyes watching from the side here, pretty special.
Oh, it is. The goalposts on the west end zone are down. They're about to take down the ones to our right. The thing about this stadium is, I don't know how in the world to get them out of here. A lot of times they'll take them somewhere, and some guy's got a hacksaw. They'll cut them into pieces and pass them out. Down go the goalposts to our right. You just wonder what our recently departed Cowboy friends are thinking. You get the feeling that maybe they went to the person in charge of this stuff at that higher place and better place and found out who was in charge, helped this team perform the way they did tonight. Incredible. Back to Robert on the field.
Hey, Nick!
We'll go back down to Robert in a moment. You got him, Robert?
Hey, we got him.
Go ahead.
Hey, Nick Martinez. Hey, tell us what you're thinking right now. We just made history. Best season so far. Got one more to win in a bowl game. This is awesome. How much does it mean that you guys came out and took it to them in the run game? The offensive line plowed over that defense today.
I mean, so much that we ran the ball. I mean, they didn't expect that at all, but we smashed it down the throat.
Thank you. Hey, back upstairs, Dave.
Thank you, Robert. You know, we had talked about this. We certainly don't want to get into these things in pregame, but in watching the practices this week, very heavy involvement of Joseph Randall in the running game and the pass game. You got a sense of talking to the coordinators, they like the ability to use Randall and Jeremy Smith in the running game as well as in the passing game. And boy, the numbers bear it out. Joseph Randall, 19 carries for 151 yards, 4 catches for 31. He's 1 yard shy of his career best performance, but no matter what the numbers say, this was his shining moment, his best performance as an Oklahoma State Cowboy, the sophomore from Wichita, Kansas.
I don't think there's any question about that, Dave. And the thing that I noticed from the get-go, 2 things that really jumped out at me. The way Randall ran hard, the way Jeremy Smith ran hard. There was no hesitation. When they saw a hole, 9 times out of 10, they cut directly to that hole and went down the field. The other thing that I noticed, and we talked about it for a long time in the pregame, the extra week, the week off, helping the defense, giving them a bounce back in their step, and allowing Bill Young and Glenn Spencer and the defensive staff to put in a few blitz packages that they hadn't shown and be able to pressure Landry Jones.
And how ironic that Oklahoma wanted the game with Iowa State moved to Thanksgiving weekend, which gave the Cyclones 2 weeks to prepare for Oklahoma State for a Friday night game, a home game of all things, followed by an off week that was supposed to be the game at Oklahoma, followed by the Friday night game, which was a huge advantage for Iowa State. Boy, does that blow up on the Sooners, because tonight, with Oklahoma State coming off an off week, the Cowboys hand the Sooners their worst Big 12 loss ever, with Bob Stoops as head coach, and their worst loss since 2004 in the national championship game against USC when they lost 55-19. This was something else. As much as the 2002 team ripped the Sooners, it wasn't anything like this. I mean, this was just a total clock cleaning from the first bell.
And I'll say it again, you celebrate this, enjoy the fact you're Big 12 champions. But if you're out there and you're a Harris poll voter, or you're a coach who votes in the coaches poll, do the right thing, whatever you think that is. If you think that the 2 SEC teams deserve a rematch, and that is really what you think, then fine. But how can you put this team anywhere lower than 3? You can't do it. Not after tonight.
No. Well, if the Cowboys don't play in the national championship game, it's, we could debate all the time about the system, but after this performance, especially given the circumstances of the Iowa State game, which we not going to get into any more than just to say that, I don't know. I don't know what you've made your case. 5 top 25 BCS wins. The team you're competing with for it only had 2 BCS top 25 wins. You played 3 BCS conference teams, or rather played 1 BCS conference team in your non-conference. The other 2 are bowl eligible. Louisiana Lafayette and Tulsa's had the fine season. Alabama played a 1AA. They played Penn State. Outside of that, not much in the non-conference. So you start comparing the entire season's work, which is what's supposed to be done. That's what the NCAA basketball committee does, and they get it right. If you can't come to the conclusion that that's what needs to happen here, then drastic change and an NCAA football committee has to be the route of proper procedure moving forward. Otherwise, the process doesn't make any sense.
Bottom line is, whether or not they end up jumping Alabama and getting to number 2, this team is worthy. It's worthy of playing for it all.
This was something else. We're going to combine break 9 with post-game break 1. The greatest performance in the history of Oklahoma State football, December 3rd, 2011. Oklahoma State 44, Oklahoma 10. More post-game coming up from Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater, where the field from midfield all the way to the west end zone is packed with OSU fans and players celebrating this great night in Oklahoma State history. Big 12 champions standing alone at the top. The Oklahoma State Cowboys, their first ever. This is Cowboy football from Learfield Sports.
Heart disease knows no boundaries, but neither does Integris. That's why each week, cardiologists from Integris Heart Hospital head on out to the country. 21 of our 27 rural cardiology clinics.
He loves that country air, loves them country roads. Oklahoma country from his head to his toes. He's got a big old solid gold Oklahoma country heart.
From its base in Oklahoma City and Integris Baptist Medical Center, Integris Heart Hospital isn't just going the extra mile. We're going hundreds of miles and partnering with hundreds of rural physicians to bring excellence in cardiac care to hundreds of thousands of rural Oklahomans. That's what makes us so much more than a heart hospital. We're the state's premier heart care network.
In this Oklahoma country heart, yeah, he's got a big old solid gold Oklahoma country heart.
Integris Heart Hospital.
Need farming equipment that's both powerful and efficient? It's only available in red. Because while other manufacturers are scrambling for long-term solutions, Case IH is already in the field with our tractors and our all-new combines and 4430 sprayer, all featuring the same industry-leading Case IH engine technology. More power, better fuel efficiency. The world of farming is changing. Will you be ready? Pre-order your 2012 model today.
See your local Case IH dealer or go to caseih.com.
All right, guys, gather around. Tonight, it's going to be you against you. And who you gonna be, huh? You gonna be that guy who missed it? No, that guy will never buy a round of Budweiser's for the whole bar. We love that guy. We do. Boys, you gotta crack open some ice-cold Buds and pass the love around. Because missing the greatest night of your life is just too much regret for any one man to carry. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds.
Please drink responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
You know it's game time when shouts of orange power ring from a sea of Cowboy fans. Chesapeake Energy proudly supports your dedication by sponsoring OSU football. We're fueling Oklahoma's future as the nation's second largest producer of natural gas and the top 15 producer of oil and natural gas liquids. Join us in declaring energy independence from OPEC at chk.com. Chesapeake, America's champion of natural gas.
On the Cowboy Sports Network, the Cowboy Postgame Show is brought to you by American Farmers and Renters Insurance, protecting your auto, home, farm, life. We are Oklahoma proud. Visit OERB.com. Oklahoma Propane Dealers. Propane is your go-everywhere, do-everything heating, cooking, and transportation fuel. Propane is exceptional energy. Also by Smart Chicken. Taste the air-chilled difference. Shelter Mutual Insurance. For your auto, home, and life, find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. This is Cowboy Postgame. Now, here's Dave Hunziker.
Back in Stillwater, Boone Pickens Stadium. 44-10. Cowboys defeat Oklahoma to win the Big 12 title. We're sort of monitoring ESPN to see if we can pick up on some of the things that are being said. Reading the closed caption of what Kirk Herbstreit is being said. Boy, and they're bringing up the Ames loss. So we'll see what is decided. Herbstreit is saying and make a good argument for Oklahoma State team, even though the loss in Ames. Musburger says he thinks LSU and Alabama are the best teams. Musburger, though, talking about the difficult circumstances the Cowboys played under in Ames. So we'll continue to monitor that. This is going to be interesting, folks, how this plays out. 44-10, the Cowboys defeat Oklahoma. If the Cowboys just have a pedestrian win here, it's probably a pretty easy decision. I say that, but that's probably the way they would view it. Now, you've got a lot of pollsters out there, and we've been reading the tweets of some of the national writers, and George Schroeder, a former writer of the Oklahoman, who's now with the Oregonian in Eugene, and been president of the Football Writers Association, a friend to Sooners and Cowboys, and very highly regarded newspaper writer in Oregon, has said his tweet basically was the effect of, it's time to give Oklahoma State the opportunity. Whether you think Alabama might be a little bit better team, you just can't add it up and not give Oklahoma State a shot. So we'll see if his attitude prevails. 44-10, the Cowboys defeat Oklahoma, and the Cowboys forced 5 Oklahoma turnovers. And this was a big one here. Cowboys were up 10-0 late in the second. OU was on the move inside the Cowboy 20, and the game-changing play, our OG&E power play of the game. It's 3rd and 6 for Oklahoma from the Cowboy 19. Jones in the shotgun, 7 men at the line of scrimmage, and here comes blitz, and Jones back to pass, being chased, the ball pops out, the Cowboys have it, they're running down the left sideline, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and tackled at the 1-yard line. Jamie Blatnick scooped it up on a bounce, and Boone Pickett Stadium goes crazy. And there it was, Jamie Blatnick with a 59-yard fumble return, our OG&E power play of the game. A moment later, Joseph Randall was able to take the ball into the end zone. Cowboys took a 17-0 lead as Randall hauled it in. Pay dirt. Whedon takes a snap, hands it off to Randall up the middle, and he rams it into the end zone. Pistols firing. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. Joseph Randall. Joseph Randall with a touchdown run made it 17-0 Cowboys. OSU led 24-3 at half. Outscored OU 20-0 in the third. Cowboys win it here 44-10 over Oklahoma. The most lopsided conference loss for Bob Stoops as head coach at Oklahoma, and their most lopsided loss since the loss in the Orange Bowl in 2004 to USC in Miami. We'll pause. 44-10. The Cowboys rout Oklahoma here at Boone Pickens Stadium. Our post-game coverage brought to you by the Oklahoma Propane Council. Propane is your go-everywhere, do everything, heating, cooking, and transportation fuel. Propane is exceptional energy. More post-game coverage coming up as the celebration on the field continues. This is Cowboy football from Learfield Sports.
Stillwater Country Club has been a prominent part of Stillwater for 45 years. SCC hosts several charitable tournaments, including events supporting the United Way and the Stillwater Humane Society. And while our course is known for its lush green fairways and putting surfaces, our membership is bright orange. SCC is proud to host OSU events, including the Legends of the Gridiron Football Alumni Tournament and many others. A new clubhouse is in the works, and the SCC membership is excited about the future. Stillwater Country Club, dedicated to improving the quality of life in Stillwater.
Every football fan knows that a good game plan is vital to the team's success. Anytime you decide to drink, you need a responsible game plan too. Approximately 2,300 people were killed or seriously injured in alcohol-related crashes on Oklahoma roadways in 2010. Every time you plan to drink, always designate a non-drinking driver. And remember, buzz driving is drunk driving. This message is brought to you by the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office and the Department of Public Safety.
Oklahoma State University is working toward a healthier Oklahoma. OSU's nationally ranked medical school in Tulsa trains osteopathic physicians, research scientists, and other medical professionals. The education and training they receive at Oklahoma State will help meet the growing demand for doctors and healthcare services in rural and underserved areas of Oklahoma. Learn more, call 918-582-1972. OSU, America's brightest orange.
Hey Cowboy fans, Dave Hunziker here. Have you heard about Pizza Hut's new Big Dinner Box? This great new deal comes with 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, 8 delicious wings, 5 hot and fresh breadsticks, and a side of marinara dipping sauce, all for just $19.99. All of my favorites together in one epic box called the Big Dinner Box, and it's just $19.99, and just in time for the holidays. Call and order your Big Dinner Box today or visit us at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut, a proud sponsor of OSU Athletics.
I'm home, and I love it. I'm home, where I belong.
These days, many Americans are at risk of foreclosure and losing their homes. Making Home Affordable from the U.S. government has already helped many struggling homeowners. Go to makinghomeaffordable.gov or call 1-888-995-HOPE. The sooner you act, the better chance we can help you.
I'm home.
Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury and the Ad Council.
Brian turned to glance at the pilot, who suddenly had both hands on his stomach and was grimacing in pain. The pilot was having a heart attack. Brian was sitting in a bush plane roaring above the northern wilderness with a pilot who was either dead or in something close to a coma. The plane committed now to crashing fell like a stone, and Brian braced himself for the crash. Explore new worlds. Find out what happens next by reading the book Hatchet by Gary Paulson. For other great book ideas, visit literacy.gov. A message from the Library of Congress and the Ad Council.
Second and 4, Oklahoma State for the OU 9. Backs are split. Cooper goes in motion in front of Whedon. It's a counter handoff. Jeremy Smith right side inside the 5, and he dives into the end zone. Pistols firing. Touchdown Oklahoma State. Jeremy Smith. That's your Pizza Hut delivery of the game. Pizza Hut's lowered their everyday prices so you can get all of your favorites starting at just $10 every day only at your Pizza Hut. Oklahoma State is being presented its Big 12 championship trophy in the locker room as we speak. Chuck Nimus, the commissioner of the Big 12, has handed it to Mike Gundy. That's a big, heavy trophy. He hands it to Rashedi Jones, who hoists it in the air. And all the players are reaching for it just to try to touch it. It's paradise for a football team. Touch that trophy. The first ever outright conference championship for Oklahoma State in football. A 44-10 destruction of their arch rival, the Oklahoma Sooners, handing the Sooners their most lopsided defeat in a conference game under Bob Stoops, and their most lopsided defeat since 2004 in their Orange Bowl loss to USC. What you're hearing is a celebration in the Cowboy locker room. Fans are still milling around on the field. Some are heading toward the exits on the north side. That's really about the only way they can get out of here.
Started all this. I want Mr. Pickens to come up here and hold that trophy. Hey, help him, help him, help him. Guys, let me say that I see the program starting, 5 years, 6 years ago, and I said at that time, I said, fellas, I'm so damn tired of leaving this stadium and looking down at my shoes. That didn't happen anymore. You guys fix that. You guys fix that. But none of you are old enough to know how long we've been getting our ass beat. Okay, I know. I'm 83 years old. We've got that stopped. We've got that stopped. We've got it stopped. And I promise you, we're going to play in the big game.
this. I probably won't see you guys. We'll talk again, but be very careful tonight. Okay, listen now. Hey, I'm serious, all right? You guys, I want you to enjoy this and celebrate, but we need everybody back here tomorrow just like you leave here tonight, okay? Be very, don't do anything that can harm yourself or harm somebody else, okay? Don't be out there drinking. I don't want guys in cars with other guys and people that are drinking. Okay, that's the thing that can really tarnish this and make good decisions tonight. You've worked too hard. All right? There's a right way to celebrate. Get to the right spot. All right? Find a nice girl. Be nice to her and watch a movie. All right?